Hello, my name is Sierra, and my research was looking at the relationship between co-curriculars and students' overall high school experience. I'm a high school family and consumer science teacher, and I'm always looking for ways for my students to feel more connected and more motivated in school. In high schools, we offer a variety of different clubs and activities for students to get involved with. However, not all students take advantage of co-curricular activities and opportunities. So, I wanted to look a little bit more closely at why students don't participate, why a student maybe should participate, and what some of the student perspectives are on co curricular involvement. There is some past research that has been done on co curricular involvement and the impacts that it has on students. Most of these can either be categorized as researching academic performance, including SAT and ACT scores, overall grades, and attendance records. Or the second type would be research looking at the student's overall development and personality traits like confidence, leadership, and communication from their co curricular impact. I wanted to address looking at the relationship between co curricular activities and the student perspective on their high school experience, especially looking a little bit more closely at the sense of belonging and some of the social aspects. My research methods, I did two key different things to collect data. The first thing that I did was a co curricular survey. So I sent all of my students this semester a survey about their co curricular experience. I ended up with 111 respondents. The survey questions included scale ranges about sense of belonging, but it also included some qualitative data and open text responses about some of their student perspectives on how co-curricular activities have impacted them and what some barriers to participation may be for students. All of these respondents were in 9th through 12th grades, and they were enrolled in at least one of my family and consumer science classes. There was only one data point taken. It was not a cause and effect comparison, so it was just one look at their perspective at that time. The second data that I found was a focus group, and that was to help me look a little bit more closely and ask some follow up questions. For this focus group, I had 7 FCCLA members participate in our discussion. These are all members, a part of the club that is offered in my department, and we talked about why they participate in clubs and school activities, the impacts of their participation, some of the highlights and challenges that they have faced. So, my results, one of the first things that I found was a significant difference in student agreement on the question that they were an important part of the school community. I found that co curricular participants agreed more with being that important part of the school community, whereas non participants did not feel as strongly about being an important part of their community at school. This follows suit with my qualitative data, as some students mention things like how student organizations help make them feel like they're a part of something at school. It helps that make them feel like they are wanted and needed, and they've especially noted that they like to feel like they've made that difference and they can really see how they're able to make a difference and help others through club community service and fundraising projects. Another result that I found was a significant difference with the statement looking at the agreements of students looking forward to parts of their high school experience. Co curricular participants did agree with this statement and had at least some highlights, things that they look forward to throughout their weeks, whereas non participants did not agree with this statement as much. Many students noted that they really enjoy attending co curricular activities, whether it's sports practices or their club meetings after school, because it helps them relieve stress after a busy day. Others said that they're fun, they help align with their interests and explore things that they are interested in, and they also get to spend time with friends, which helps them have something to look forward to. Another thing that I found was their sense of belonging and feeling supported by teachers and staff. In this question, I found that co curricular participants did feel more supported by teachers and staff than non participants. With my qualitative data, I have found that some joined student organizations because they liked the advisor or coach and wanted to continue to spend time with them, wanted to be able to learn more from them and get more advice from them. And then especially they felt supported because a lot of teachers had individually asked them to join, which helped give them a confidence boost and help create that they belong and they had a purpose to join that club. Another finding that I had was the overall sense of belonging in school was higher among participants. They were above average with a 3.66 sense of belonging, whereas our non-participants were below the average when it came to that overall scale when I averaged out all those questions with a 3.41. When I was looking at the qualitative data, I was able to bucket the text entry questions among different themes and categories. There were a total of 72 different text responses to the question about how co-curricular activities have affected students. Out of those 72, 63 of them were very positive. There were only 9 of them that had mentioned some negative perspectives, including some of the challenges that they faced or maybe additional stress that were caused. But otherwise, 63 of them were positive. And they were mentioning things like it helped them meet friends and gain social skills. It gave them positive experiences and helped with their personal development and personal growth. One thing that I wanted to note as well with my study was some of those reasons why students are not taking advantage of our co-curricular activities. The biggest thing of what the barrier might be to participation was the time commitment. 34% of respondents did note that the time commitment of participating in these clubs and activities was a challenge for them. Many mentioned that there were not barriers and they were able to participate in everything that they had wanted to, but cost and transportation were also noted as challenges that students do face. My conclusions. Overall, I found a positive relationship between co-curriculars and high school experience. There were student perspectives who spoke loudly about improving their social skills and making friends through clubs and organizations. They also spoke about gaining skills and really unique experiences, positive things that were able to aid their overall high school experience, and that our clubs and student organizations were overall a positive use of their time. There was also notably a stronger sense of belonging among students who did participate in co-curriculars versus those who have not taken advantage of those opportunities. Some limitations in my study, one was that there are students with those various stages in their high school experience. So my survey looked at 9th through 12th graders, all in that various involvement level. So some are just getting started with student organizations and some have been involved for years. While that does help gain a variety in perspective, it does not allow for a starting point sense of belonging to compare it to. So this was not a cause and effect research study, and that would be a limitation of that data. In addition, there is going to be a natural tendency of what I'd call the natural born leader. So some students are going to be more outgoing, they're going to be more naturally a leader and just want to get involved. And those students may also just naturally have a stronger sense of belonging to the school. So that while there is a positive relationship there, once again, it is not necessarily a cause versus effect. There should be some further research done on what exactly those cause and effect relationships might be from the co-curricular involvement on the sense of belonging. And also, it would be very interesting to be able to take further comparisons of the effects of different types of co-curriculars, including career and technical student organizations, sports teams, music and fine arts, national honor societies, and a variety of other clubs that you might be able to bucket or group together. My overall conclusion is that co-curriculars can certainly be a positive thing for our students to be involved in because they do offer quite a variety of experience for our students, but we do need to be mindful of students' time so they are not overwhelmed. I look forward to sharing my data and helping to share the student perspective so hopefully students can continue to be involved.